Hi everyone, my name is Varun. I'm a supply chain student at Coventry Polytechnic University in Surrey, British Columbia. I just came to Canada 2 years back. I'm doing some certification sort of, and I thought of making YouTube videos and got you guys understand about like the supply chain, project management, dynamic teams, like operations. So these are the major stuff. So today I thought of like making a video on work breakdown structure relating with the supply chain. So so this is as you see on my screen on the first slide. So this is like the supplier sending the products. That's the supplier, the product flow and the information flow. You see, like the upside there is arrow product flow, and downside there is information flow. So this is opposite. Why this is opposite? Because the product starts flowing from the supplier to the manufacturer. Manufacturer uses the raw materials and like it turns into the finished good, and finished goods get goes to the distributor, and the distributor, same as the like the Walmart, it supplies it to their Walmart retail house, and the guy go to the Walmart and buy that product. That's why I'm the consumer. So this is the product flow. If you go to the like the information flow is opposite. Why is that? How does the supplier knows that how much he needs to give it to the manufacturer? How does the manufacturer know that how much he needs to buy from the supplier? So nobody like knows, like the manufacturer doesn't get any information. The manufacturer gets the information from the consumer. So the information, the flow is like always opposite. The retailer has the customer relationship management system. It gets all information of each and every customer in his system, like how many products of each, how many products are sold, in what quantity, at what time, in what period, right? So the retailer gets that information in the customer relationship management system. That's like you can say it's a ERP, and it goes to the distributor. The distributor is the like the warehouse management system it has. It goes to the distributor, and the distributor goes to the manufacturer, right? So this is the information flow. And if I go to the second part, what is the supply chain flow chart? The supplier transport the products to the manufacturing assembly. Manufacturing site, it transports the raw materials, and the manufacturer transport the raw materials to the warehouse, and the warehouse transport the raw products to the customers or the retail distributors, retail centers. And from the customers, it goes to the information goes to the customer service. They are using the CRM, customer relationship management system. Manufacturer uses the ERP to manufacture the products, to calculate the correct demand, and then the reorder process started. The reorder process is that they get the all information system in their CRM, and all the information comes from the sale, and sales, they do use the business analyst to the market analysis, and it goes to the marketing, and according to the demand and all everything they do the marketing, and they finalize, they use the sales forecast. Sales forecast is very critical in terms of getting the correct information, how much they need it, how much they want to buy for their next cycle count. They have the cycle count always. They have the like cycle stock. So every product receives in how much time it receives, every 15 days or 30 days, in specific quantity in specific time. So that is the cycle time. Then the reorder process started from suppliers to the again the same cycle runs. So this is like a supply chain flow chart. This chart is very easy to understand if you guys like want to trust me, right? So this is very easy to understand because the reason is like this is very simple. When you get into the manufacturing component and transportation component and the warehouse component and the customers component, it's very tricky, guys. You need to like have a lot of charts. You have a bunch of charts, and it will make you understand like more depth into the supply chain. How does the production works? How does the transportation works? How suppliers, which one is the better supplier? You guys don't know, right? So there are lot of stuff to learn in supply chain. and you will get to know like each and everything when you get into this, and when you get into like practically into production or transportation or like manufacturing. So I think that's a good thing, right? Then I jump onto the like I wanted to explain that I made this video for this one. So this all process, manufacturing, transportation, supplier relationship management, everything goes at specific time. If one thing stops, if one thing stops in this, then everything other like the other thing stops, right? So if suppliers has any issue with the raw materials, they don't get the raw materials from the farmers or some other places, right? So suppose it's a bread factory or it's a food factory, right? The supplier supplies the raw materials to a bread factory, right? And then they make the flour and the dough, right? If they don't get the raw materials, they wanna get the other manufacturing facility will get the issues, right? They don't have the material, they don't have the stuff to produce anything, produce bread or something like that, produce noodles. So you won't get the food. So this all supply chain should be resilient, should be stable, should be properly analyzed, accurate. If anything breaks in between, the customer faces the issue. If customer faces the issue, the company faces the issue. So this is the whole process, the supply chain, the product flow, and the information flow. I want to go to the Gantt chart now, coming again. So Gantt chart is very important in terms of scheduling every activity in any of the processes. So project management is designed to do a specific thing with a specific budget in a specific time and with the scope of the project. So three things matters here. First one is the scope. Second thing is the budget. You have the budget. Third thing is the cost. Cost, time, and one thing, the scope of the project. So these three things matter, I think. So you get a like the number of tasks in Gantt chart, or you can use a spreadsheet if you have a small business. But in larger companies where like people are like more than 1,000 people or like 5,000 people, you need to use like the project management software like kind of a Microsoft project, and you calculate like how many people we needed like for the first task, which team is doing what stuff, and you get like sub activities under assigned under this, and then sub task assigned under sub activities. So it depends like how the structure is organized. So but the organization is very critical. So if you get it like into this, and like if the first task is dependent on the second task, and might be the third task is dependent on the second task. So this is like if they are dependent to each other, then it follows the critical path. Because if anything stops or anything is broken, then the other things doesn't work. So you need to have the criticality of this path, and develop a like if anything is delayed, the project management deadline will also get delayed. So this also happens in manufacturing place. If any part is broken, or you can get like any of the activities get delayed, the whole process get delayed. So we need to understand like the project deadline, because there is some particular specific budget and specific time, and the scope of the project is also on hold, right? So this is like the Gantt chart. You can use a spreadsheet and you can assign number of people to some specific activities and just track those tasks in case like you check out like who is doing what in what time and what is the deadline, what percentage is done. So the color changes when when any of the task is delayed. So it shows that like which one is getting delayed and which one is completed. So you get in the Excel format or the spreadsheet format also, but this is like the more popular nowadays. So next is like the flow diagram of noodles making process, and I want to put some stress on it because it takes like 9 steps to just manufacture this, and it's just only the manufacturing process. It is not taking any procurement of raw materials. It is not taking any transportation. It's only the machinery and the people involved in the money machinery at manufacturing plant. So the mixing is done, then the dough is converted into some specific shape. Here it is cylindrical, it can be anyone. It might be a biscuit factory or bread factory or anything else like that. Then the dough is twisted into specific shape and then it is relaxed so that the dough rises, and then it is passed through sodium carbonate, which is like very critical because sodium carbonate is a base solution, it's a basic solution. So through basic solution it gets I think the dough is getting like the CO2 is carbon dioxide is passed through that with the help of the basic solution. So then it is salted, baked, cooled and weighed, and then packed and sealed, and then it is also frozen also. They freeze it for a number of times to meet their demands, to meet their customer demands. If they store it like outside the freezer under like the normal temperature, it's gonna not gonna be staying good for much time. They store it like for around number of months, like 5 or 6 months, I think so. As far as I visited a bread factory and I seen that process, so I understand like how critical it is every step. If one step is broken or one step stops, then the other steps will get hindered. So they will not have the streamlined process happening in the manufacturing facility. So I hope you guys understand this process and understand the Gantt chart, which is like more critical and the criticality of every step in project management, because this is manufacturing is also a terms of project. They need to manufacture some particular sort of particular number of products in particular time and in particular period, right? With a like analyzed cost. They cannot raise their cost. They cannot use machinery in unorganized form. They need to use machinery in organized form so that their capacity is maintained, their output is maintained, and they have the quality solution developed in that manufacturing facility. So I hope you guys understand the criticality of the Gantt chart, organization of the process, and organization of the process as manufacturing facility and all the supply chain steps, and getting the sales forecasting done. And how does the supply chain is it's not that simple. It's every there are very designated professionals who works in some particular field of supply chain, particular part of supply chain, like purchasing, like manufacturing or distribution or warehousing or logistics. There is a lot of stuffs to learn and get into this. So you get the basics and then you get into supply chain. You guys can do any certifications online and need to understand more, get into this, because it's cool to it's very like useful to learn supply chain because you get to know about each and every step involved in getting your food at home. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.